If I really had to sum up the Weimar experience in just 3 words, I would say this. It's really a holistic, missional community. And that's what's so beautiful about Weimar. I can live and work and serve with other people who are on fire for the gospel and on fire for reaching out to people in a holistic way. For example, one of the highlights that I love working at the college is being involved in international missions. Taking the kids, the college students on mission trips, addressing issues of health, and being able to offer something more. Spirituality, biblical emphasis, just being able to have those sorts of experiences, not only overseas, but I think also on a local level. One of the things I really love is TCI, Total Community Involvement, and TCI Kids, a really awesome TCI group that focuses on children and families. And every week we're hosting different community events where we're reaching out to these children. And I just love going into homes in the community, in the neighborhoods, and meeting kids right where they're at, doing Bible studies, talking to the parents, interfacing, sharing life together, having a meal together, talking about biblical truths and what that actually even means in their relevance to their lives, seeing how that changes and transforms people. Hearing parents coming to me and sharing, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for bringing Jesus into my home. And how much that warms my heart to see kids responding to the Bible and getting so excited. I love the blessings that come here and just all the joys and thrills of being able to minister to people in that rounds. And not only that, but as we're winning others to Jesus, so our relationship deepens. So the love and the passion of seeing someone else go through that conversion experience, and then also seeing that for myself, that my conversion gets more real as I'm sharing him with others. Jesus becomes a truer friend to me.
Life is like a race. Sometimes it seems like you're carrying more weight than anyone else onto the track. Your daily responsibilities, work, family. You keep it all together for a while, but then it just becomes too much. The race, well, it seems endless. But then you find yourself falling hard. So you find ways to cope, so you think. Sometimes it just seems like it's easier to stay down than to get back up again. Whatever has knocked you down, your health, habits, feelings of hopelessness, we understand. The good news is, your current circumstances don't have to define the rest of your life. We here at New Start Online want to give you the tools to help you get back up and get going again. To take one step and then another and another, until before you know it, you're on your way toward your personal best. Because we believe the race is not really about being number one. It's about what's number one in your life. So contact us for for how you can get back on track and run your race better than ever before. Because it's never too late to make a new start now.
All of humanity is in a desperate search for happiness, and yet life is going so fast that true happiness is often passed by. Here at Weimar Academy, I especially enjoy agriculture class because I get time to enjoy the simple little moments with my friends, such as digging in the dirt with your friends, or watching your produce grow and develop, and in the end, cooking it and eating it. God often uses nature as an illustration of his love towards us. And that's why I find working here in the agriculture gardens so special, because as I learn and watch my plants grow, I also learn of the love God has for me, because he is a caring God who wants me to enjoy these.
Life is like a race. Sometimes it seems like you're carrying more weight than anyone else onto the track. Your daily responsibilities, work, family. You keep it all together for a while, but then it just becomes too much. The race, well, it seems endless. But then you find yourself falling hard. So you find ways to cope, so you think. Sometimes it just seems like it's easier to stay down than to get back up again. Whatever has knocked you down, your health, habits, feelings of hopelessness, we understand. The good news is, your current circumstances don't have to define the rest of your life. We here at New Start Online want to give you the tools to help you get back up and get going again. To take one step and then another and another, until before you know it, you're on your way toward your personal best. Because we believe the race is not really about being number one. It's about what's number one in your life. So contact us for how you can get back on track and run your race better than ever before. Because it's never too late to make a new start now.
Absolute reliance is not just the theme for this week's week of prayer. I believe that God desires for us to rely upon Him every single day, every single moment of our lives. That is the only way to go. We are so accustomed to relying upon our own strength, upon our own ideas, upon other people's ideas. But friends, why settle for something that is not of God? Why not give it all to Him? Why not experience something that you have not experienced before? And this is what God desires. And this is one thing I learned, friends. The Lord desires us to abide with Him. It's not just because He desires our worship. He desires to give us whatever He has. So why go away? Why look for other solution? God is desiring to give everything to us. And this thing that I realized while I'm walking with Him, as relying fully upon Him, there should be a surrender. There should be a giving up of things that we are used to doing before. The only thing that would last for eternity are the things that we give to God. There's this beautiful passage from John Wesley that says, whatever we give up is immediately touched with immortality. So if you want something, or even your life, to last for eternity, give it all to Him. Hold back. And there's this beautiful lesson that we have learned from the story of Abraham, that nothing that we possess is too precious to give to God. Remember, everything is His anyways. Let's give it all to Him. Let's bring it back. He owns our hearts. And when we have Him, we have everything.
My name is Jules Caracera. I'm a second-year religion major on a pre-med track, and this is my Weimar story. I'm kind of used to being the unique one. I'm Zimbabwean by birth, with origins from Rwanda, and I grew up in the States. This, plus being an Adventist at a public college in Texas, I was unique. That changed when I got to Weimar. With all these backgrounds and cultures, everybody here is different. In my religion classes, I'm taught by professors from around the world who have all kinds of unique faith situations, like a Rwandan genocide survivor, or a pastor who's a nurse, or a professor who grew up in post-war Croatia. The rest of my life here is pretty extraordinary too. I work in the development office, so I'm seeing the special generosity and life stories of our donors. I'm also learning from the unique life stories on campus when I eat with my lunch crew, hang out at staff houses, or play basketball with my friends, going to the gym to work out, or play some ping pong. With a unique focus on a healthy body and mind, there is so much to do here. There's a lot to do in the area through total community involvement. It's an unmatched program because it's not just a one-time or one-day deal. We go back week after week to stay connected with the people that we meet. Personally, my connection to God has grown exponentially here. The spiritual programs, and even conversations with my classmates, it all challenges me to really think about what I believe. It's giving me a distinct worldview based on a solid faith. Here, being unique is, well, normal. That's my Weimar story. Come to Weimar and discover yours.
I'm Gary Hess, and I have been the Men's Residence Hall Dean at Weimar Institute since the fall of 2013. As the Men's Dean, I do a lot of counseling, talking to the young men on a one-on-one basis, and so I see my role as kind of a mentor or father figure for young men as they're when they leave here going into the world to do whatever it is they're going to do, and kind of fill in the gap there when dad's not around and they need somebody to help them out. My background helps me in my role as the men's dean. I spent 34 and a half years in law enforcement before coming to Weimar Institute. And during that time, I learned a lot about working with people and reading people. It's kind of a bleed over into what I'm doing now. Some of the things that I like to do are, I like hiking, I like going backpacking, I like going on trips with my wife. We try and take a road trip every summer. I like visiting with my grandchildren, giving Bible studies to people. That's actually, I ain't about anything. One of the things that I really love about Weimar is once a week we go out on Wednesday afternoons, and the staff and faculty actually work with the students in ministry. And it's a program called TCI, Total Campus Involvement, which turns into Total Community Involvement. You have to show somebody that you care about them if you expect them to listen to what you have to tell them about the gospel. So besides my other responsibilities, the responsibility that I think is the most important is directing young men to Christ, helping them in their Christian growth. And the goal is for Weimar Institute that when they leave, they have a relationship with Christ. And if they don't, when they leave, then we've failed at what we're trying to do. Wherefore, I will not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things, though ye know them and be established in the present truth. As the dean and leading young men to Christ, I think we have a responsibility to lead them to what we understand present truth. Now, what Peter was talking about, the present truth in his day was that Christ was the Messiah. So what's the present truth in our day? The present truth is that Christ is coming soon. And so I do worship once a week with the young men from the dorm on Friday mornings, and my goal has been to share with them things that are going on in the world that they're really not paying attention to because they're wrapped up in their studies, they're wrapped up in their life here, they're very busy. They're running to and fro. And they have a lot going on, and so I try to help them in that regard. So we see the events going on in the world, and while they're important mile markers, the real event is Christ is waiting for us to see the manifestation of his character in us, and then he will come. And so with the young men that I'm responsible for.
I'm Vinicius Seidel, a third-year natural science student. This is my Weimar story. At Weimar, I've learned the importance of connection, how physical, mental, and even spiritual health are connected, and how I can live these principles out more fully. Through the work-study program, I've been able to learn valuable medical and interpersonal skills working as a medical assistant at the on-campus clinic. It's really quite something to have the opportunity to know everyone on campus, and there's never a shortage of activities, whether it's going to game nights, skiing, concerts, different friends' homes, or even hanging out in the dorm. Total Community Involvement, or TCI, helps me. My team visits different families and simply helps them with what they need. Sometimes that means yard work, sometimes it means health coaching, and sometimes it means praying with them. Besides the major sciences, I have been able to take religion classes, join a choir, work at a farm, and find God and gain through the study of the sciences and other areas at Weimar has not only developed a foundation for my future career, but has helped me to trust that God will lead me in the future. That is my Weimar story. Come to Weimar and discover yours.
Hi, my name is Bailey Gallant. I'm a second-year education student, and this is my Weimar story. I'm learning the basic and specific skills of being a teacher in my methods and classroom management courses. What I really appreciate, though, is Weimar's work-study program. I'm only a sophomore, but I've had experience in a classroom since my very first semester. Now I'm teaching a kindergarten math class. Instead of waiting until my last semester of college to experience a classroom in student teaching, I am deciding from the very beginning if education is the right fit for me. And thanks to Weimar, I already know that it is. Plus, I could add a psychology, music, or religion emphasis to expand my career options. I also love getting to be secretary for our college student association, and we meet every week to plan activities so people can get to know each other better. Whether it's a social night, going out for Thai food, walking the loop, or studying together in the library, there are plenty of ways to make some great friends here. I've also gotten to know some great people through our Total Community Involvement, or TCI program. Every week for the last 2 years, my TCI group has visited people in the same area. Our new friends share their needs, and we offer some practical help, and something even better through pointing them to Christ. TCI has helped me know both my classmates and the people in my community better. The spiritual activities here, like prayer meetings, small group Bible studies, and Sabbath services, have helped me know God better. And personally, I think that's the best education of all. That's my Weimar story. Come to Weimar and discover yours.
In America today, we have a loneliness epidemic. It's estimated that 50% of people that you meet are actually struggling with loneliness. We didn't really realize that here until we started getting out in the community in what we call our Total Community Initiative. And donors, people like you, gave funds so that we could actually go out 1 day a week for 5 hours and do something radical. Just be like Jesus. Be out, see if we could help people. So staff and students go out 1 day a week, and they're out in the community. And let me just give you one example of what happened. We went out and we were praying, God, direct us to somebody that needs help. So we went to visit Ken and Roxanne. We got there, we began cleaning their house, we began cleaning their kitchen, and doing things for them that they had asked us to do. And as they did that, we could tell they were really touched. So as we finished up our work there, I asked them, I said, is there anything else we could do? Do you know anybody at that institute where you work that could marry us? And we said, excuse me, someone that could perform a wedding. We'd like to reestablish our vows. and all the people, in the group that said, well, he could do it. They're pointing to me because I'm a pastor. Then I asked him again, I said, is there anything else we could do for you? And this even shocked me more. They said, hey, we've never really been baptized. We've never committed our lives to Christ through baptism. Is there anybody over there that could baptize us? Now, this is the first day we met them. This is 5 hours after we met them. This is 5 hours after we met them. We had just cleaned up their house. So needless to say, all of us were just kind of shocked. Well, this led to 2 years of a relationship, and finally one of them was baptized and joined the church, and the other is still studying. But this is just because people like you gave donations so we could go out and be totally involved in our community. So I want to encourage you to keep supporting this. Keep us out in the community, but more than that, you yourselves go out. You become involved in total community involvement yourself. God bless you, and thank you for supporting us here at Weimar Institute.
If I really had to sum up the Weimar experience it's really a holistic, missional community. And that's what's so beautiful about it. And work and serve with other people who are on fire for the gospel in a holistic way. For example, one of the highlights that I love working at the college is being involved in international missions. Taking the kids, the college students, on mission trips, addressing issues of health, and being able to offer something more. Just being able to have those sorts of experiences, not only overseas, but I think also on a local level. One of the things I really love is TCI.